What's going on, my little bundle of chestnuts? It's your girl, Kate Winchester here, and I'm no longer pregnant. This is what my belly looks like now. I have all the stretch marks. My abs went away, but I had fat girl abs. I had fabs. Like if I sucked in, you could see it. Like if you suck in your belly, you could see the shape and then the line, but then you breathe and then it's just a big ball on your stomach. That's what I had. It's gone now. Sorry, my baby's asleep, so I have to like talk softly, so it's not necessarily ASMR, but you know. Okay, so I did a Q&A. I did an Instagram post on my story talking about basically asking questions about my parenting style, I guess. Just asking any questions that you had. And then the next video I'm gonna do is my birth story. But my birth story is a lot to unpack. So, like, a lot happened. Like, I had a baby, I got back with my boyfriend, I got back with Nathaniel 2 days after, and that is a story in itself. So it's like 2 stories in one, and I'm trying to only stick to one story. So I'm trying to figure out how to tell one story and have the other story make sense without the video being too long. So I need to figure out how to unpack it. And this right here is a cold sore because I get them seasonally. So anyway, let's go ahead and open it. Okay, first question. How did your family react to you being pregnant? Okay, so at first it wasn't very positive at all. Like, I wasn't expecting to be pregnant, neither was Nathaniel. But basically, we went to the doctor. I went to the doctor because I thought it was something else, and then it turns out I was pregnant. So, and then I texted a picture of the pregnancy test, and I was like, hey, we're gonna get kicked out of our living situation, so can we stay with you guys for a little bit? And at first the answer was a solid no, but then my stepmom actually convinced my dad. She's like, hey, your parents took you in when Elaine got pregnant with Amberlee, so, and like, where would you guys be if they didn't say yes? You're just saying no because that's your daughter, and that's not fair. So we were able to move in, and even then they still gave us a lot of hell until my first sonogram, and then reality hit, and then they got used to him, and now they love him. And so at first it was just kind of like an shit, but then they were like, oh, he's cute, okay. I think it was more because I wasn't married. We were engaged, but not married. Anyways, are you parenting by yourself? He's awake and he's talking in there. Until Nathaniel comes home, yes. So what happened was, when him and I broke up, I came home for a little bit because, that's another story for another time. I didn't want to come home, and basically I was told that it'd be safe for me and my baby to come home, and so I did. And Nathaniel is still in Texas, so we have to figure out how to get him back here. And so until that happens, yes, I will be parenting by myself. But I have a positive support system all around me. So, parenting techniques. These 2 questions weren't from you. These 2 questions were just from friends and family and stuff. Okay, I believe in gentle parenting to an extent. Let me explain that a little bit. If he's having a tantrum in a store, you know, now let's use a different scenario. Like, let's say I tell him no to something. And he starts getting overwhelmed, like he just throws himself down on the floor. I'm going to explain to him why I said no. I'm not just going to be like, no, because I'm the mom and I said so. Because that's not being that's not authority, that's disrespect. And there's a totally different thing. That's me disrespecting him just because he's my child and he has to listen to me. But he's not going to want to listen if he doesn't know why I said no. So I could just be like, let's not have ice cream right now. Let's wait until after dinner, okay? Because if you have it right now, then you're not going to want to eat dinner. And then if he throws a tantrum for that, I'll just be like, I know you're frustrated. I know. It's okay. Like, I'm still telling him no. I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, fine, here, you can have it, baby. That's because then he's going to grow up thinking that all he has to do is throw a tantrum and he gets what he wants. And that's why we have so many disrespectful people now. But I feel like if we explain kindly and be kind to our children and tell them no because instead of just no. Because then they don't know why. They just know that you said no. And that's, yeah. But at the same time, if I already did that and it's not working and it doesn't stick, then I might raise my voice a little bit. But I'm not just gonna tell him twice and then raise my voice. It'll probably take a lot for me to raise my voice. I never want to yell at him the way my mom yelled at me. I don't want to scream at him until I shred my vocal cords like my mom used to do to me and my brother growing up. I would probably just be firm without getting too loud, basically. Like, you can be firm without screaming, basically. There's a difference between quickly correcting and getting his behavior and just causing emotional damage just because you can, because that's your kid. You know? Like, I'm pretty sure if my mom just said no, then I would be like, oh, well, shit, alright. Like, it's unnecessary, basically, is my point. Okay. Spanking. Which also kind of goes back into what I was just saying. I feel like that should be a last resort. You know, like, there's other ways to get his attention and not let him get what he wants. You know, not let him get his way, but also not abusing my child. Like, and then the whole, and I got spanked as a kid and I turned out fine. Did you, though? Like, did you? I mean, just because, even if you did, just because you turned out fine doesn't mean your kid is gonna turn out fine. Every kid is different. Granted, I got spanked a lot, but now I have a BDSM kink, so. That's another thing that's something else to talk about for another time. But if I've already tried everything, you know, like, if somebody gave me an example at one point that said, well, what if he's 1 year old just learning how to walk and he decides to take all the movies off the shelf? What are you gonna do? And I was like, I would take his hands, look at him dead in the eye, and be like, hey, no, like, those aren't our things. Okay, so I would just tell him politely, like, you know, use the gentle parenting approach. Hey, those aren't our things. Be kind to other people's stuff. That's not ours. Now why don't we put them back and be nice? And then she's like, okay, but what if he doesn't listen to that and he just keeps doing it? Correct him until he gets it right. Or just, if he's 1 year old, then all I have to do is tell him until it sticks, you know? If he was a little bit older, though, like 8 or 9, and he decides to be a brat just because I said no, and he decided to throw stuff, then I would probably be gentle about it too, but in a way that's not, I wouldn't do it the same way for a 1-year-old. You know, I would still be trying to tell him something like, hey, stop, that's not, why would you do that? Pick him up, let's pick him up. But if he decided to do it again, and I've already put him in timeout, I've already taken his stuff away, I've already taken his phone or whatever, I've been telling him 8 times and he's still not listening, then maybe just one good pop. I don't have to do anything else. Just, I feel like there's a difference between doing just one pop to get their attention and just, how do I put this? Like, I feel like it should just be one good pop to get his attention, because there's a difference between trying to be a parent and trying to get his attention and just being abusive just because you can, and, you know, he's yours until he's 18. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to use a spoon. I shouldn't have to use a belt. I shouldn't have to pull his pants down. I shouldn't have to hit him repeatedly. You know, like, well, I turned out fine. No, you did not. Sweetheart, you did not. You got abused. Okay? Like, when I would get that, all I really took from that was, don't ask again because they're gonna hit me. Not, oh, that was wrong, I should not have done that. It was okay, now I know that I can't tell you stuff because you're gonna hit me. I can't tell you this because you're gonna hurt me. You know? And then I also got asked about parental controls on a cell phone. When I was 16, I had a curfew on my phone. I had, so like if I was recording a YouTube video, it would stop abruptly if it got to 11 o'clock. I was out of Job Corps and back home trying to talk to my boyfriend, and then still having a fucking curfew because I would stay up late talking to him. First of all, I'm 19 at this point. I'm 19, and even when I was in high school, I felt like that wasn't okay because they're still trying to control something that should be a symbol of freedom. If you give a child a cell phone, that's basically saying, hey, you're old enough now, this is my way of giving you independence. Here you go. Be responsible with it. Instead of, hey, I know you're 16 and you're trying to be independent, so I'm going to give you this to be independent, but you can't go here, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do this, but here you go. Enjoy still being controlled on what should be something, on what you should be dependent on, How are you going to give somebody something that encourages independence and then still being a control freak? That's like saying, okay, imagine you're living on your own. You get out of your parents' house, you're living on your own, you're supplying your own food, you're paying for everything, but then your parent comes in and they're just like, hey, you can't go here at a certain time. You can't go here, like, you're supposed to be independent, It's a cell phone, not a car, So, the whole parental controls is stupid. It's another way to control your kid. You don't want to control your kid. Yes, you set boundaries and you set limits and stuff, but you don't want to be a warden. There's a difference between being a parent and a prison warden of, hey, you're in my house, this is my rules, so I'm going to tell you what you can and can't do. Just because, even if it doesn't make sense, you still have to listen to me. If you do that, fuck you. Okay? This is a big middle finger to everybody that does that. Including my parents. But, if he wants to watch porn, go ahead and watch porn. I literally do not care as long as what you are doing does not hurt anybody else or yourself. Like, now, He is not going to have a curfew on his phone. He is not going to have any apps blocked or anything. The only time I want to go through his phone is if he's not telling me where he's going, or if he lies to me about going to somebody's house. Hey, I'm going to so-and-so's. Okay, turns out he was somewhere else. Then yeah, I'm going to be like, you know what? No. If you're telling me the truth, then give me your phone. That's the only time I would do something like that. But if he hasn't given me a reason not to trust him, if he hasn't lied to me, if he hasn't given me a reason to go through his phone, I'm not going to go through his phone just to remind him that I'm in control. Like, and basically any way that I grew up, if it hurt my feelings or I still don't understand why they did that, I'm not going to do it to him. Like, if it still pisses me off, I'm not going to do it to him. Yeah. You want to see him? I'm going to show you what I made. I'm going to show you what I made. Hi, baby. Here's our mascot, Riley. Here's our chestnut. Are you a chestnut? He is a month old. And he has very chubby cheeks. He has very chubby cheeks. Oh, look at his little piggies. Look at his piggies. Yeah. He knows how to smile now. He makes noises. He smiles. He makes noises. Yeah. Can you see yourself? Look at him. He looks around. He focuses on his surroundings. He's a very smart baby. I made the cutest baby in the whole world. I don't care what anybody thinks. Yeah, I don't care what anybody thinks. No, I do not. The only thing is, he will not be in every single video. He probably won't be in very many videos unless I have permission from his dad, because there are weirdos out there. So I'm gonna show you him, and I might show him in every other video, but he's not gonna be in every video, you know, because of the fact that there are perverts out there. I don't know who watches my channel. I would like to think that there's nobody sketchy watching my videos, but I have stalkers. So I have been stalked by a couple people. If you want story times, let me know, because there were some creepy, some of you guys are creepy. Like, there were some people that, you know, found me at Walmart and decided it'd be kind of creepy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's see if he'll make a noise on camera. You guys could hear him talking and agreeing with me, though. He was an easy delivery. He wasn't an early labor, but he was an early delivery. Yeah. See, I didn't want to come out. I wanted to, and then I didn't want to. Yeah. He doesn't want me in his face. He's like, I just wanted to make an appearance. Yeah, I just wanted to make an appearance. What are you doing? What? Alright. So, oh, I have to change his diaper. So anyways, I will go ahead and do another Instagram post. I'm gonna do a poll on how you guys want me to tell the birth story, because like I said, it's a lot to unpack. A lot happened since I was gone, and you know, by the way, I'm sorry that I was gone, but hello. Got kind of busy. After the last video that I did, the ASMR video of Skylar Niece, rest in peace. I'm very sorry what happened to you. After I did that video, I was, like, my labor started and I was in a lot of pain for a solid 2 weeks, and I really wasn't in the mood to film.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Alright, anyways. Is it that serious? Yeah. Okay, well, anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I love y'all. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay body positive. Kate Winchester out. Hasta la bye-bye. And God bless your nutty little hearts. And don't forget to go nuts. Yeah.